Today I'm going to talk to you about how to set up the kit for the Using Codes to Communicate investigation. The kit comes with enough materials for each pair of students to receive 2 dry erase markers, 2 batteries, 2 LED light bulbs, and 2 transparencies with a grid printed on them. For each class, the kit also comes with a roll of copper tape and a roll of receipt paper. To set up for each group, you will roll out the receipt paper and you want to cut out a piece approximately as long as the desks your students will be working at. You'll then want to cut out copper tape 4 slices or 4 pieces for each one. That's as long as the receipt paper. So I will cut those out. And I'm going to place them on the receipt paper. I'll peel the back off of each piece. And the way I generally do it is I'll peel a little bit at a time and then slowly stretch it out. And if it's a little wrinkled, that's okay. And I want to put the second piece relatively close to the first piece, but I want to make sure that they do not touch. For the third piece, what I want to do is place it near the other side of the receipt paper so that I create essentially 2 tracks with the copper tape. The fourth one I will place close to the third piece of copper tape, but once again, I will do my best to make sure that they don't touch. If you've gotten to the end and it's a little bit uneven, you could just cut the end off, so those are all even. Next, what I'm going to need to do is place my LED lights onto the copper tape, and I want to be careful to notice that on an LED light, one of the prongs is longer than the other. That is important because that prong needs to be connected to the positive terminal of your battery. This is your battery. It's a coin battery. The flat side is generally the positive side, and there is a plus on it. And the other side is the negative side. You can see when I connect the bulb to the positive side, the bulb will light up. If I connect the long end of the bulb to the negative side, the bulb does not light. So what I want to do is place the positive side of my battery face down on the inside of the track. And you can use some tape if needed to tape the battery down. And then I'm going to place the positive end of the LED on to the inside track and the negative end onto the outside track for each one, and you'll want to tape them down as well. And you can even, if you want, use some of the copper tape to tape down your LED lights. And what you'll notice is I can then fold the corner of this side onto the battery, and I get the bulb to light up. You'll want to do the same thing for the other LED light on the other side. So I will do that now. And you'll notice that once again, I can bend the corner and that lights up. So at this point, my setups for the student are completed. And I would do this 5 more times for my other groups if I was in groups of 4. If I had groups of 2, I would do this potentially enough times for each pair of students to have one setup. Once you've created the copper tape on the receipt paper with the bulb and the battery for each pair of students, you'll want to set it up like this. So students will sit on opposite ends of the table, and you'll put a folder in the middle of the table. The first partner, who is on the side with the batteries, will draw a pattern on their dry erase transparency. It doesn't have to be elaborate, but while they're drawing, you're gonna wanna come up with a code that lets the other partner know which spaces have been filled in or not. You're not supposed to talk or tell each other, and the purpose of the folder is so I can't see what my partner is drawing. The only way they can give me that information is by sending a signal through our code. We might do something where if the bulb on the right is on, that means I fill in the box. If the bulb is on the left is the one that's on, I fill in the box. We could do something else where if they're both on, I fill in the full box. If only one of them is on, I fill in half the box. And if neither are on, I fill in, or I leave the box blank. So once my partner has a pattern, they're gonna turn on the lights in a way so that I know where to draw my pattern. And then once I think, or once my partner has sent all the information, we can compare our patterns. And you can see that our codes, or our patterns, are very different, which means our code hasn't been successful. So we might need to go back and determine how we can refine or revise our code in order to make my pattern match my partner's pattern.